Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to dive into the wonderful world of investment bonds. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bonds. Oh boy, here we go, it's going to be a snooze fest. But before you doze off, hear me out. Bonds aren't just for your grandparents anymore. They're a key player in your investment portfolio, and trust me, they're way more interesting than they sound. I get it. When people hear bonds, they think of the stodgy, boring uncle at family gatherings. You know, the one who talks about his stamps and his collection of 1980s calculators. But in reality, bonds can be one of the smartest moves in your portfolio, especially when you're balancing risk and stability. So today, let's break it all down. What bonds are, how they work, and why you should seriously consider them for your retirement plan. And hey, maybe we'll have a little fun along the way. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a bond? If you're new to investing, think of a bond as a loan that you give to a company or the government, and in return, they agree to pay you back with interest over time. You could say bonds are like the business version of your credit card. You lend them your money, and they pay you back with a little interest. But here's the fun part. When you buy a bond, you're basically the lender. The issuer, whether it's a corporation or the government, is the borrower, and they promise to pay you back the amount you invested, called the principal, at a specified date called the maturity date, with regular interest payments in the meantime. Think of it as getting paid a little bonus while you wait for your money back. For example, let's say you buy a $1,000 bond with a 5% interest rate and a 10-year maturity. The issuer pays you 5% of $1,000 every year, so $50 per year, and at the end of 10 years, they give you back your $1,000. Not bad, right? And don't worry, bonds have a reputation for being lower risk than stocks. You're getting paid for lending your money, but there's a nice cushion if things go south, because the issuer has to pay you back according to the terms. They're obligated. Now that you know what bonds are, let's talk about the different types. There's more to bonds than just the boring government bond stereotype. Bonds come in a variety of flavors, like a Baskin-Robbins menu for your portfolio. 1. Treasury Bonds, the safe bet. First up, we've got Treasury Bonds, the safest of them all. These are bonds issued by the US government, so they're about as safe as a vault at Fort Knox. If you're looking for peace of mind, Treasury Bonds are your go-to. You can sleep easy knowing the US government isn't going to default on you, unless, well, things get really weird. But that's a discussion for another day. Because of that safety, they typically offer lower interest rates compared to riskier bonds. But hey, you get what you pay for, right? You're paying for safety, so if you're looking for a super low-risk, steady income stream, Treasury Bonds are your best friend. 2. Corporate bonds, the riskier, flashier cousin. Next, we have corporate bonds. These are issued by companies, not the government. And with corporations, you're typically looking at a higher risk and, in return, higher returns. Think of these as your riskier, flashier cousin, who always brings the fancy appetizers to family gatherings and drives a sports car. Companies with good credit ratings, like Apple or Microsoft, will offer relatively safe corporate bonds. But smaller companies might offer higher yields because they're riskier. So if you're looking for a little more excitement in your bond portfolio, corporate bonds might be the way to go. Just be prepared for a little more turbulence along the way. 3. Municipal bonds, the friendly neighborhood bond. Next up, we have municipal bonds, also known as munis. These are bonds issued by local governments, like cities or states. The big perk here is that the interest on municipal bonds is usually tax-free at the federal level and sometimes even at the state and local levels, depending on where you live. So if you're looking to save on taxes while still earning some interest, these are a great choice. They're great for people who want a little tax relief while helping fund things like schools, roads, and parks. It's like being the superhero of your community with your bond purchase. Plus, you get interest without Uncle Sam taking a cut. Superpowers activated. 4. High-yield bonds, the risk-taker's dream. Then, There are high-yield bonds, also known as junk bonds. These are bonds issued by companies with lower credit ratings. They pay higher interest rates to compensate you for the added risk of default. They're like that adventurous friend who always drags you into risky situations, whether it's skydiving or eating questionable street food. They can offer pretty juicy returns, but there's a reason for it. If the company fails, you might not see a penny. So, if you're a little more risk tolerant and looking for higher returns, high-yield bonds might be your thing. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, great risk. So, now that you know all about the types of bonds, let's break down the pros and cons of adding them to your portfolio. First, let's talk about the pros. Why would you want to include bonds in your investment strategy? Steady income. Bonds pay interest regularly, like your investment paycheck. You can count on them just like that reliable neighbor who always waters your plants when you're on vacation. Lower risk. Compared to stocks, bonds are typically less volatile. You won't see them jumping around like a roller coaster. In fact, bonds are the calm boat ride, while stocks are the turbulent ocean. Diversification. Bonds provide a way to balance risk in your portfolio. When the stock market is zigging, bonds can be zagging in the other direction, helping smooth out the ride. Now, for the downsides, because nothing in life is free, especially when it comes to investments. Lower returns. Compared to stocks, bonds often provide lower returns. So if you're looking for that quick and juicy return, bonds might not be the first place you want to go. Think of them as the vegetables of investing. Good for you, but not as exciting as dessert. Interest rate risk. When interest rates go up, bond prices go down. So if you're holding long-term bonds, you could face a drop in value if rates increase. Credit risk. Especially with corporate and high-yield bonds, there's a chance the issuer could default and you could lose your principal. It's the financial equivalent of a roller coaster, and some people aren't fans of the thrill. So, after all that, you might be wondering, should you add bonds to your portfolio? Well, it depends on your goals and risk tolerance. If you're looking for stability, a little predictable income, and want to balance out your portfolio, bonds are a great choice. But if you're looking for higher returns and a bit more excitement, then stocks might be more your speed. Remember, bonds are like the grandparents of investments. They may seem a little old school and boring, but they've got a lot of wisdom and stability to offer. So don't discount them just yet. So to wrap it all up, bonds are a great way to add balance to your portfolio, and they're certainly not as boring as people think. Whether you're looking for a safe bet, tax relief, or a little extra income, bonds might be just what you need. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, whether you're a bond newbie or a seasoned pro, always make sure your investments are working together. Because in the end, it's all about finding that sweet spot between risk and reward. Until next time, happy investing.